puzzle pieces of the world. And we are back today on Sunday with Yuri on Ice episodes 4 and 5. I said I was going to do them in doubles to speed up the process of me finishing this series because I really want to finish the series by today. So fasten your seatbelts. We're going to be in this location for about 5 videos. I'm going to be wearing this shirt for 5 videos. So we're just getting it out of the way right now. So we're going to jump right on into this thing since we have so many awesome videos to do today. We start off in episode 4 with Yuri and Victor at the training rink. Now, Victor, at this point, is staying with Yuri in Asetsu since he beat Yurio in the Asetsu competition. Yuri sort of has a freak out because he's having his idol be his coach. I would be kind of stressed and worried as well if, Shonda Rhimes or Tony Adema or, one of my writing idols became my mentor. I would be kind of panicked too. So I kind of understand why he's sort of panicking and to wanting to impress him as much as he could because that's your idol. When you have an idol in your presence 24/7, you want to do your best to impress them. So I completely understand that. Sorry. Um sorry, I'm just distracted by something. It's fine. Sorry. Um yeah, sorry. Oh, if you hear noise in the background, that is laundry because it's Sunday and I got to get back on my grind for the week. Um, Moving on, Yuri is trying to figure out the music to his program since this is going to literally be the first time he's basically doing everything by himself, technically by himself, even though Victor kind of choreographs the program. He kind of puts Yuri in charge of trying to figure out what the sound he's looking for this performance. And it's kind of different since Yuri has never really done this before. He's left everything, all the decision making up to his coach Celestino, who he ends up calling. And Celestino completely supports him having a new coach. He's fine with it. He's not really bothered. So that kind of like eases some type of stress, kind of eases Yuri's worries and whatnot. And so he's kind of happy that he has that sort of panic and concern out of the way with dealing with Celestino. Moving on, he ends up calling his friend Peachy, who is from Thailand, and it's sort of he kind of indirectly asks Peachy to make contact with the girl who created the first demo for him to begin with to see if she's able to redo it or make another one. And he's sort of not really good with talking with people he doesn't really have a good connection with, or he feels like or people he feels if he kind of like wronged. He's kind of a little anxious to talk to her. I kind of get that. Since like, if I already told you no thanks with the album, I would feel kind of awkward trying to coming to you again to redo it. So, but she seems kind of understanding from what Peachy says. And Peachy goes on this kind of hunt and journey to try and make contact with her again. The reason why he didn't go with the album, not the album, I'm thinking Beyonce, my fault. Who's Slade, by the way? This is not about Beyonce. Not about Beyonce, not about Beyonce, not about Beyonce. But she's the queen, and your fave should be shook. Just saying. Just saying, if y'all watch Beachella, and saw Beyonce slay, and snatch you see my edges are gone because Beyonce took them. Just saying, your faves need to get it together. Your faves need to take notes. Adele was very excited. I love Adele. She's so cute. But yeah, your faves need to get it together. Your faves need a foreign union to get it together. Moving on from Beyonce to Yuri on Ice. With the first song, he didn't really like it because like he wanted something that presented his career. But as he thought about it, yeah, my career is lackluster, weak, needing improvement, which is basically what the first song was. So that's why Celestino and Yuri were not really, that's why no one, Celestino or Victor or Yuri, were really here for it. But to be honest, it was kind of an accurate representation of Yuri's career. Lacklustered, weak, needing improvement. Which he's getting with Victor's help. So moving back to Russia with Yorio, he gets a second coach, almost like a choreographer, who is his ex-wife. I believe her name is like Lillian or something like that. And she was Yodkov's ex-wife. So that's a whole situation. She's kind of bossy, a little demanding. Has very extra high standards for him and is never really satisfied until he gets it 100% flawlessly and perfect. And since she was sort of like a prima ballerina, I kind of expect that from her. And Yuri kind of takes his Yurio takes his training very more seriously since he got defeated in Hasetsu by Yuri. So he wants to. He's not training in Victor's shadow anymore, which is good for him. As Yodkov was saying, it's really good that he's sort of training on his own and he's sort of developing his own style and he's pushing himself harder to not just outshine Victor, but to outshine Yuri and to kind of create his own shadow. So that's really good for Yurio development. Um, Going back to Hasetsu, Yuri he's insecure. He's insecure because he feels like he's not, owning up to Victor's standards, and he sort of kind of like isolates him into himself. He doesn't really want to be around Victor longer than he has to. Like, Victor offered a sleepover, going out to lunch, going out to get drinks, and like Yuri has just said, no, we're not doing it. I'm not here for it. No. And like, I kind of understand it, but like, I feel like he should have a connection. Well, not even like a connection. I just feel like Yuri is overthinking it as usual because that's what people with anxiety do. We overthink a lot of stuff. And I just feel like he's overthinking it and like he's sort of like messing up his own chances with having like an honest connection with Victor. But I kind of like the fact how like Victor is like still trying even though he keeps getting shut down. Also, let me know if you like the ring light. I know I said I wouldn't do it again, but like it's too dark in my room and I don't want to turn on the big light. So let me know how the ring light's working. Um, and like it's kind of funny, like if we go back to like the first couple earlier episodes when Victor just got to the Hot Springs Hotel, he kind of ripped down all the posters, all 49 plus posters he had of Victor. And I think in this episode he kind of ripped out a couple more, or he ripped them all in general in this episode. I'm not really sure. But it was kind of funny. Because like, how would you feel if your idol wanted to have a sleepover and like you had a whole bunch of pictures of him? Like I have a whole bunch of pictures of Shamar Moore in my room, and I would take them down immediately if he wanted to spend a night in my room. Like I take them down too. You know what? It's embarrassing, and it kind of shows like how much we actually really obsess over our idols, and it's sort of very like human, sort of, and it's very like we all have that. We have a million posters of our idols. Like you can see one of like over here of Michael Carbonaro. There we go. Yeah, he was. I went to go see him live, and he was really fun. A couple like it was like 2.5 years ago, I think 2.5, 3 years ago. It was really fun. And he kind of like puts walls around Victor and doesn't want him to see his shortcomings because that's his idol. Like you don't want your idol to see you fail and like fall and have shortcomings. That's normal. That's very human. So I love how they're making Yuri's insecurities and anxieties very, very realistic to like what we feel in like the real world. Um, and it takes Victor sort of like going like waiting for Yuri to show up to practice because yet again he's late. I'm sorry guys. I'll get this together. And it's gonna take him like waiting for Yuri to show up to practice to make him think like, okay, this isn't working. I need to go talk to him. So they praying for the day and they go down to the ocean and they have this cute little talk and um Victor kind of brings up seagulls as like a conversation icebreaker. I don't know. I think birds are weird. That's a weird way to start a conversation. But it was kind of nice how he said it kind of like made him think back of Russia and St. Petersburg and how he thought he wasn't ever going to leave St. Petersburg. And like the seagulls cries kind of reminds him of home. And he kind of asks her, like, what about you? Have you ever felt like this before? And then Yuri kind of brings up this story of how like this girl at skating camp all up in his business and like she was trying to be a friend and he felt like she was kind of like being very pushy and like trying to like belittle him when all reality she was just trying to be nice and I'm trying to remember. And when a roommate got hurt, he sort of felt like she wanted to give him like a hug, and he sort of felt like a little belittled and a little like babied and pacified, and he didn't really want to be sort of emasculated if we're gonna even go that far. And he sort of felt like I've struggled all my life with like my own confidence with my own skating and like no one in my family, no one of my friends made me feel like I couldn't do it. They sort of appreciated the fact like I'm going to figure it out when I can. I just need time and the space to figure it out. And Yuri kind of like this like no one really thought of you as a weak person. The only person that sees you as a weak person is yourself. He kind of he didn't really say that, I guess. Like that's how I kind of took it. Like no one else has called you weak but yourself, and like no, and anyone calls you weak, they're an idiot. And I've never seen you as a weak person, and neither as your friends or your family. And it's sort of gets into the conversation of like what Victor is to Yuri, and like Yuri kind of says, "Do you want me to be like a father to you or like a brother?" And he kind of jokingly brings up being your lover, and he said, "Okay, fine, sure, I'll be your lover then." And Victor and Yuri says, "No, no, no, I don't want you to be my lover. I just want you to be yourself." And he kind of explains like the reason why I've kind of been pushing myself away from you is because I didn't want you to see my shortcomings. I know I'm moving around again, guys. I know. I'm on the floor. I'm not on the couch. I'm on the floor. My feet are in my, my legs. I lose feeling, and like that's not comfortable. I'll get it together. I promise. What was I saying? Oh yeah. He doesn't really want Vic to be like his lover, even though that's kind of what all we want. That's what he wants as well, Loki. But like he wants him to just be himself and not to be himself and just support him and he'll do his best and they kind of promise each other that we're gonna push each other to be our best and that's all we can do. And Victor says, I'm not gonna go easy on you. That's my way of showing my love for you. And Yuri makes the comment saying, whenever I open myself up, he meets me halfway. And I thought that the scene at the beach was really cute and like little Maka-chan is just like sitting at Victor's feet, just being cute. And even at the beginning, she was in Yuri's bed, just cuddled up with Yuri, and I thought it was so cute, and it makes me want to dog even more. I love dogs. I want a dog so bad, guys. I really do. Then we move forward to Yuri getting the email sent from the girl saying, "Hey, I'll do the CD over again, and what you think." And once he tells Victor the news that she's gonna redo the song, he basically wants to learn everything Victor knows, and that's Bernie because he knows a lot of stuff. And then while we have this sort of practice, Viore kind of notices, like at the first time I saw, it's like, why is he poking Victor's head? Like, what are we doing? But then I saw comments that if you look close enough, there's like a tiny little bald spot in Victor's head, on Victor's head, and like he kind of like hides it because like Victor. And this is kind of scene. It kind of shows that like Victor is very like he's not like this god as like Yuri holds him up to be. He's very human and like all humans have bald spots. Like if you look close at my hair, I have a bald spot, a couple bald spots. But let's not get into me and my problem. And he kind of pokes it and like your Victor asks, "Is my hair really? Is the bald spot really getting that thin?" And like Yuri says, "No, no, no, it's very fluffy. It's very thick and shiny. It's kind of." I found it funny. I found the scene very cute and very funny. But that's just me. I just found this scene very cute. And after they go train, they head to bed for the night. Yuri gets the email saying it's the copy of the CD. It's like an email version. He kind of like runs the Victor's room and like steps on Makachin, and like Victor likes this version a lot better. And so that's positive that like he finally likes the CD, and like we haven't really, at this point, we haven't really heard it. So it's not till the end of the episode where we actually hear the song, and like don't really hear it in its entirety with Yuri performing it until like the next episode. But it kind of this kind of inspires him to pick his theme, and like he allows his theme to be on his love, which is sort of really really sweet. I'm a sap, guys. Okay, I'm a sap. And got to breath for a second. Like as they're working on the routine and figuring out what kind of jumps he's able to do. Due to like Victor kind of like figured out in his head that like due to his like eating, like him like nervous eating, it kind of allows him to have more stamina, which is good, and like it allows him to have more stamina in his performances. So that's really good. What? Oh no. Sorry, one second. Sorry. It went away for a second. All my notes went away. Um, so then right as he says like his theme is on his love, all the skaters get their assignments and where they're going to be. Um, as he like gets his assignments, Yorio and Russia says where is he assigned, and like everyone's trying to figure out who is being assigned where. And the little girls, Axel, Lexel, and Loop, they kind of explain how the whole assignment thing works. They explain how the assignment thing works. And from what I kind of understand, since I know nothing about skating, um basically when it comes to in terms of competition, they have to go to like they have to enter different competitions globally in order to advance to the Grand Prix. If that's wrong, someone correct me. Pretty sure that's 60%. And he starts to worry. He literally is like, how this is going to be the first year where Victor isn't performing as a skater, as a coach, and like how's everybody else going to react, and like even Misha Gori makes this stupid joke saying that everyone in the skating world's gonna hate you because you took Europe, because you took Victor from the ice, and blah blah blah, and like his wife is not helping. And then the triplets kind of remember that he's not going to quickly advance to the qualifying round. He has to compete in smaller championships, the block championships, in order before he can advance to like to where he's supposed to be. Because last year he came in 11th place, and then from there he's able to compete on Yuri's level, and then from Yuri the kind of Peachy and Yurio's level, and then from there he gets the Grand Prix. So he's going to go through like a bit of a process, and yeah, he has to go through a bit of a process. And towards the end of the episode, we have him practicing his program, and he's sort of reflecting on his past and saying like, I cannot get the past back, and I can't change it, so I have to focus on the here and the now, what's going to happen. And he kind of asks God to make sure that this season with Victor as his coach count, even though this is going to be his last season. And it didn't take me to like taking notes to remember like, oh yeah, he said that early as heck that this is my last season before I retire. Like after this season I'm retiring. Which kind of makes me think like what happened in like episode 11. It shouldn't be that surprising, but like it is. When I get to episode 11, I'll explain more. And As he's practicing the routine, he kind of gives the name Yuri on Ice because this is his big comeback, and that song is his journey to his comeback. And you see Yurio begin to change in how he's taking practicing and how he's conducting himself. And he wants to use the fact that he sort of has a smaller body to his advantage. I don't really know how body mass works. Well, the smaller you are, the higher the jump you have, which means the more rotation you have, which I think that's how that sort of works. I'm not an ice skater by any means. So if anyone is an ice skater, leave in the comments if I'm correct on that theory. And ends on a note where Yuri is kind of asking God to make sure that this season with Victor counts. And that's sort of like the end of the episode until sort of how we get to the end of that episode with his like spirit of God saying, "Please make sure that the season counts." Then we transition into episode number 5, and I'm sorry I do not have the names of these episodes. I really don't. I suffer, and I'm a horrible reactioner for that. But I do that with all the episodes, like with every review that I do. I really don't do that. I need to get better at it. Um, so we have this episode where he begins his block championship tour, and he starts with China in China, and he sort of isolates himself from the other competitors, um, and from Victor. Victor's wearing a nice suit, which is kind of nice since like this is his first debut as a coach. Since this is technically his first debut as a coach, so he wants to like make sure he does it with a bang, and like Yuri's kind of trying to figure out like why are you wearing a suit, and it's kind of cute. It's like you should want me to wear, and like Yuri kind of mumbles, I don't know, like clothes. Kind of funny. Because it's kind of funny because like Celestino, he kind of always knew how to conduct himself as a coach, and with Victor, he doesn't know how to conduct himself as a coach. And with Yuri, he doesn't know what it's like to have his idol as a coach. He doesn't know what to do. So it's kind of funny. Um, when Yuri starts skating his Eros performance, he Victor kind of like pulls him in and like hugs him from behind and like says like basically be sexy, seduce me, and if you can seduce me, then you will be fine. And they sort of give each other looks throughout the entire Arrow's performance. And this has been happening since the Arrow's performance has been entered into the show. They always give each other looks and whatnot. It's very low key sexy and it's low key kind of cute. I kind of get my life. So it even as they progress and as his Arrows progresses, it becomes clear that he is channeling his inner sexy, and it's not about a pork cutlet bowl anymore. It's literally about Victor and his own identity as sex appeal, which is a common theme for like all the other skaters. It's sex appeal, and it's very odd, especially with Chris. It's extremely odd. Like we're we'll get to him in a minute. And then like the next video, we're gonna get to that. He sort of takes his time while skating to like reflect on his past performances, his routine, and he kind of has like this mental break and whatnot. And he notices that like someone is cheering for him, and like in the beginning scene, I believe his name is like Ming, I guess. I don't know. Did I say it right? Probably not, but whatever. Um, is kind of like this very huge personality, very happy, very childlike personality, and it's kind of cute. I find him kind of cute. It's like an oh you're so cute kind of way, like an adorable kind of way. I find him extremely adorable. And from there, he doesn't really understand like why Ming is acting the way he is because he's never really encountered a super fan before. And when Mingami kind of says like this outfit is kind of inspired by what you wore last season, he's kind of embarrassed about and ashamed, and he kind of gets into this argument with Mingami, and he says, "That's making a fun of you shouldn't have any regrets, and the fact that you're ashamed of your past, you're ashamed of me for looking up to the past you." And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that like I don't know what his whole thing, this whole like argument scene, kind of really sad. I can't really explain why, but I just found it a little sad because like you have this really because he doesn't know it's like the center of attention, so he doesn't really know how to like address having a fan and like kind of punishes him for like not understanding what it's like to have a fan. So like I guess it's like a lose lose situation, and um he doesn't really kind of like the outfits he had past season. I kind of wasn't the biggest fan of them either. Let's just be realistic for a second. And Victor kind of like tells him like you should like acknowledge your fan and be proud of who you were because they're proud of who you were, and it's sort of your journey. And it's kind of like disappointing. Kind of like walks away from Yuri, and like Yuri's kind of hurt that he got walked away from. And sort of before Mingaming performed, he kind of says, Mingaming, you're going to do great. Good go get him. Like, he sort of, like, supports Mingaming. And, like, that's a cute little, like, quick little development for Yuri. How to, like, acknowledge fans. And how to, like, understand that he's kind of, like, a skating celebrity, if you can say. And he's going to have to get used to having fans. And he sort of picked an outfit that kind of represents his past self. It's very glittery, very shiny. It's kind of I like his Yuri on Ice costume. I like it. And even while Minaming performing, he's extremely popular. He's his routine is sort of like a tap dance kind of vibes, and it was really good. I liked it, even though he kind of I think he fell. I'm not sure. He probably didn't. For some reason I think he fell. I don't know. And once he goes past Mingaming, he sort of gives him like a clap on the back, and it's kind of awkward. It really is awkward for both parties, and it was really weird because he's not used to interacting with fans. Mingaming doesn't know how to address himself in front of Yuri anymore, and it's just weird for all parties involved. I felt kind of awkward just watching it, and from there, he kind of like takes off his jacket and whatnot, and like Victor kind of like puts some lips and chapstick on him because his lips trashy, and like they have this cute little hug, and like Mingaming supports Victory. I guess that's how you pronounce her ship's name, Victory. As much as everybody else does, and I loved that, and it was really really cute. And it was nice watching a Mingaming go to Hasetsu and be with like Yuri's family as they like watch him later on in the season. So I really love how that works. And then while he's skating, as Yuri is skating, Yuri's skating Yuri on ice, we sort of get in Victor's kind of headspace to try to figure out what he's thinking. And I like how we get in different characters' headspaces while they're skating. I really love that sort of like that story development, storyboard, story development kind of aspect. Well, I love how like creators kind of put that into the mind into gave that that sounded confusing. Rewind. I love how the creators gave the characters their own kind of time out in their head to kind of like allow them to process acting. So I really do like admire that as a writer, and as like a character creator, I really like that. And this is sort of like the moment where he kind of realizes that he's kind of falling for Yuri, and he's sort of like surprised that like Yuri has taken such bold steps of defiance against Yuri's coaching advisement. He adds an extra jump even though he wasn't supposed to. And he kind of says as a joke, like, "Oh, I wonder where he takes that no jump that Coach Defiant thing from. That's kind of like a jab at himself." And Yuri kind of misses a landing, and he like slams like face first into like the wall, and his nose starts bleeding. It's so gross. Ew, it's so gross. It was I don't like God, I really don't. Even like I don't like it. But like, I kinda like that's what happens when you run your face into something and like they kinda made the comments like he kinda said, Yuri, I told you to do that to avoid so you get the extra point or whatever. And at the end of his performance, Yuri kinda looks at Victor and like Victor kinda goes like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with you? And like he opens his arms for a hug, and like Yuri kind of goes in for the hug, but like Victor pulls away at the last second. It's like, ew, watch the blood, don't get blood on me, which is understandable because blood is gross. And Yuri at the end gives a speech press conference about what his theme is, and he explains that it's on his love and that whole story, and that's how the episode kind of ends. It ends with sorry. It sort of ends on Yuri giving this speech about his theme, about on his love of skating, on trying to love himself. And he kind of underliningly kind of alludes to like his love for Victor as well, but like he doesn't verbally say it, but we all know that's what he's thinking. And that's the episode ends with his speech. So overall on these two episodes, I kind of really liked both of these episodes. Get a lot of progression very quickly in both Yurio and Yuri's character, and Victor as a coach get a little bit of development of. And that's kind of really all I have to say for these two episodes. Um, I've kind of watched them a couple of times, and I feel like I learn a bit more as I keep watching them. So I really did like both these two episodes. But overall, my favorite episode is episode 7 and episode 10. And we're going to get into episode 6 and episode 7 in my next installment of finishing Yuri on Ice, because I want to be done with the series by today. So be on the lookout for that video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give a gigantic thumbs up to this video. I'd never say give a thumbs up to the video, but give a big old thumbs up to the video. Because that helps me out a lot. High five the like button and let me know what I'm doing. I think the thumbs button and like the thumbs up button and like the like button are the same thing. I don't know, that sounded weird. But don't get the high five the like button. That's gonna help me out too. Leave a comment down below how you felt about these two episodes. How do you think Victor and Yuri's relationship is going to develop if you have not watched the series? Leave that comment if you have watched the series. Leave a comment below of how I'm doing reviews and if I'm saying these people's names right. And don't forget to also double high five and knuckle rock to the subscribe button. That also helps me out a lot. And also make sure you click the notifications bell so you see every time I post. And that's all for today. Not for today, but for this video puzzle pieces. I love you guys so much. Puzzle Army for life. Mwah. I love you guys, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Bye, guys.